Welcome back, babes and babettes, for another vlog style video with me. So today I'm actually going to be doing a very short video, and it's just going to be a quick little book review about Vampire Diaries by L.J. Smith. So this book is actually a 4-book series. It is The Awakening, The Struggle, The Fury, and The Dark Reunion. So this book was actually published back in the 1990s and was republished in 2008 with a new cover art. The books that I got from my library are actually 2 books in 1 book. So I have The Fury and The Dark Reunion in this book. I've actually already returned The Awakening and The Struggle because they had holds on them. So I'm going to be honest. When I first read this, I was extremely confused. I have seen The Vampire Diaries on Netflix twice. I'm in my second watching of it. And I noticed when I started the second watching that it was actually based on a book by L.J. Smith. And I was like, okay, you know, I'm a book nerd, I'm a librarian, I'm gonna check out this book series. Found out it was only 4 books, and I was like, oh, okay, easy peasy. And honestly, the read was not bad. After I got into the book and got over the fact that I'm about to discuss with you, I had no problem staying addicted to this book. I finished all 4 books in like 2 weeks. The thing that irritated me was the book series is not the same as the Netflix series. Maybe I should rephrase that. The Netflix series is not the same as the book series, which of course we see all the time with people who release their book to have movie rights or TV rights, and now I can't figure out which one I like more. Because it's like the same characters, but you get 2 different storylines with it. Like, I will be completely honest. The characters from Vampire Diaries, the only ones that I would say were accurate were Stefan and Damon Salvatore. That's it. Like, their actual physical appearance was the only thing that was accurate. Everybody else's character is completely different than what it is in the book. The storyline is different. Yes, Elena falls in love with Stefan. At some point, it's not that she falls in love with Damon, but she does start to care about Damon. Bonnie's character is different. Caroline's character is different. Tyler's character is different. Matt's pretty spot on. Although in the book, it hints that Matt and Bonnie have a love connection. That's not explored in the TV series. Like, I was just extremely, I wouldn't say disappointed, but confused. Like, why call it the same thing if it's not actually going to be anything about the same thing? Jeremy Gilbert is nowhere in here. She has a little sister named Margaret. And Jenna's not in here. Ulrich Saltzman's in here, but his character is way different. Like, I just don't quite understand. Now, I will say, I absolutely loved this book. I love the TV series. I do find it absolutely awesome that you get the same characters with 2 different storylines. So it's like you get your characters in 2 different universes, or more stories about said characters, like in an alternate reality or something. But it's different. It's very different than what is actually in said books. Now, I did notice that there are 3 3-part books after this series is over. The Struggle, The Return, and The Salvation. I'm sorry. The Return, The Hunters, and The Salvation. each trilogies. I haven't read them yet. I kind of want to read them just to see if they relate more back to what's going on in the TV series. Because again, there's 5 seasons of Vampire Diaries and there's 4 books. And they're not even like big books. 245 pages for The Fury. I think there's like 200 and a little less than 250 for Dark Reunion. This is how big the third book is. That's it. It's not very big at all. So it's not like they're massively large like Harry Potter, where you could totally get 5 seasons out of 4 books. No, these are significantly small books. So I don't know what the deal was with that. But enough of the comparison. The actual book itself was awesome. After I got over the fact that they were different and that the characters were completely different with the same names, basically that's all that it was. They had the same names, completely different characters. I really enjoyed it. I got done with the first 2 books in like 2 days. This one took me a little longer only because work started to get busy and I didn't have as much time to sit and read. And I'm trying to open my shop and get my shop set up, which opens at the end of this month. So like I have had other things that I've had to get done. But honestly, if I was able to just sit and read this book, it would have been done in like 2 days. I could have had this entire series done in 4 days. 4 books, 4 days. Done. It was honestly a really, really good read. I was not expecting the ending whatsoever. That was another thing that confused me. Spoiler alert, so if you don't want to hear this, I'd stop watching this video. Elena's character dies the first 6 months that she meets Stefan. And I'm not talking vampire dies. I'm talking die. Like she was a vampire for like a week and then she died. Trying to save Stefan, which totally, you know, that's their role. They save each other. But in the book, like she dies in the 3rd book. So then you go into the 4th book thinking, what's happening here? What is even going to happen? The whole first 3 books have been about Elena. The 4th book, it surprises you. In more ways than one, the characters really, really develop in book 4. Honestly, I would give this book, this whole 4-book series, like 5 stars out of 5 stars. Like I couldn't put it down. It was phenomenal. You still have your vampires and your werewolves. It was beautiful. It was beautifully written. It was very intriguing. I was caught up from it from the moment I started reading. Even with the challenges of trying to get over the fact that the storyline and the characters were different, I couldn't put it down. Like, I was caught on, like, page 1. Page freaking 1. I couldn't put it down. It was great. I would have to say that my favorite character through the whole series would have to be either Matt or Bonnie. That's another thing that irritated me. The characters have the same first name, but the only character that had the same full name were Damon and Stefan Salvatore and Elena Gilbert. That's it. Wait a minute. I don't even know if Elena's last name was Gilbert in this. I don't think it was. I don't think Elena's last name was Gilbert. So Damon and Stefan Salvatore. I read this back in September, so. Wow. But yeah, I would have to say that Matt or Bonnie would have been my favorite characters. My least favorite character was Caroline. And I love Caroline in the Vampire Diaries TV series. Like, she's my favorite character from the TV series. So I was really disappointed with her character. Yes, in Vampire Diaries, the TV series, she starts out as a shallow, bitchy person. Excuse my French. But by season 2, she has completely grown as a character. She did not grow as a character at all in this book until like the last 2 pages. And even then, not to the extent of the way she developed as a TV series. But that's it, guys. Like, it was a great read. I totally enjoyed it. I did not like the differences of book to movie or book to series. But I would totally recommend this book. It's a great read. It's short, it's sweet. If you're just getting into vampires, this is a great read. And I hope you guys enjoy it. So if you haven't already, please feel free to subscribe to my channel down below, and happy reading.